Alright, hey, welcome to my thoughts on Splinter Cell Conviction. I'm a huge fan of Splinter Cell, mainly starting from Cast Theory. I went back and replayed the originals and all that. I didn't like what Double Agent did to the series. They kinda I don't know, there was just something about Double Agent I didn't really like. It just didn't feel like a Splinter Cell game. So yeah, let me start with the single player. It took me 8 hours and 14 minutes to beat it. My first playthrough on the hardest difficulty. That's counting all of the missions in single player and all the times I died and all that. Alright, so yeah, let me start with my complaints about it. Alright. They removed quick saving. Now if you played the old Splinter Cells, you know how quick saving was pretty essential to getting a 100% file. So basically they removed that, which it's really stupid. You have checkpoints now and you have to load from checkpoints, and I don't know, I like quick saves. They were really good. Also the weapons, they added in more than like a couple of weapons. Like for example, pistols have like 6 different pistols. Like 3 of them have silencers, the rest don't. But the others are like really strong, and there's barely any difference though. Then you have like assault rifles, like 2 have a silencer, 2 don't. Same with the SMGs, like 1 has one doesn't. And really, I don't think they should have added all these weapons. Like, maybe they could have had like 2 assault rifles, 2 SMGs, like 2 shotguns, like maybe 2 of each weapon, maybe. But really, 6 pistols, that's a little overdoing it. Especially once you unlock one of them, you never even have to touch them again. Like, I understand the benefits of them. Like, you upgrade your weapons too, by the way. So, the more you upgrade your weapon, the more targets you can mark before you execute. And you can't go over 4, I believe. Alright, moving on to co-op now. There's only like 4 or 5 levels, I believe. It's really short. For co-op, we beat it in around 3 or 4 hours. I wasn't really keeping track, but it was really short. Like, if you played Cast Theory, like I did, a lot of people never really beat the co-op in that game because it was just as long as the single player. It was a long co-op. And what they did with this game is really you don't get any other features that you don't have in single player. It's like you're playing as 2 Splinter Cells, and you follow a really linear storyline. Like the levels, they reuse the same levels that they use in all the other multiplayer modes. So I don't know, it's an okay mode if you just want to blow some time, but there's better co-op games out there, like really better. So yeah, the length of the single player and co-op are both really short. And these were both being unrealistic for me, so that's saying something. Alright, next we have Last Stand. This is a game mode you can play in co-op or single, or split screen, whatever you want to do it. Basically, you have, I guess you could kind of compare it to Horde mode from Gears of War. You basically have a thing you gotta defend and wipe out all of the enemies as they come for it. There's no timer or anything, you just have to kill every enemy. And there's 20 waves of enemies you gotta kill. Basic, nothing fun, really repetitive. It's all about trial and error with it. It's annoying. Okay, next we have Hunter. Hunter to me is probably the best mode in the game. Basically what happens is you go into the level, right? You have 5 different zones. I think you can change on some levels. There'll be like 4 or 6. And there's like 6 to 8 different levels. So in each level you have 5 or 6 zones. And your goal is to wipe out the 10 enemies within that zone. And if you get caught, then they call in reinforcements. So it's all about stealth, and it's pretty good because in single player you don't have to use stealth. Co-op you have to use it a little bit more than single player, but not much. Another little small thing they removed was the ability to pick up bodies that you knock out or kill and move them out of, like, for example, let's say you kill a guy out in the middle of, like, a road or something, and there's, like, soldiers that patrol the area. Basically, they're gonna walk by, see them, and pretty much know you're there. You should be able to just walk over to it, pick it up, and move it or something. Because really, that's just unfair and stupid. Really, they changed so much gameplay from the original. Like, it's fast-paced, which I can understand what they're trying to do. Fast is awesome. And I really do like the fastness of it. I just think they could have added on to it. So yeah, you can't pick up bodies or anything like that. The game was short. The ending, oh my god. People complain about Halo 2's ending, right? And no. If you think Halo 2 has a shitty ending, you have to beat Splinter Cell's shitty ending. Alright, I guess I can kinda give you like a little spoiler. Yeah, so if you don't want spoiler, turn your mic back on in like 20 seconds or so. Pretty much the game ends with your partner saying, "Sam, we need you to end this shit," and he's like, "Fuck you, I'm going away." So she even tells you it's not over, but you still say it isn't, or it is for you. And spoiler. Alright. Also, I don't know, this game, it just doesn't feel right. The music was really good. It's an okay action game, but not an okay Splinter Cell game, I guess you can say. Alright, the pluses on this game. The voice acting is good. Even though the story mode is short, it felt really good. They kept the story involved pretty often. Face-off mode is pretty fun, and hunter mode is really fun, especially in co-op. Alright, for the complaints, they removed quick saving. Spies vs. Mercs does not exist at all in this game. It's probably one of the best multiplayer game modes ever. And the story was short and not Splinter Cell-ish. Also, the ending was basically begging for another sequel. In co-op, the actions were really glitchy. You would try to do a co-op action and it wouldn't do it right away. It would take a few seconds, or the animation wouldn't go into play, but it would still do it, and it was complicated and stupid. And finally, Last Stand mode was the biggest, shittiest mode I've ever played. Should you get the game? I say rent it. Don't buy this game unless it's under $20 or exactly $20. You're not gonna get much out of it, unless you're an achievement whore like me, which takes you about 30 hours to get all the achievements.